For those of you who don't know, my name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators of the Spokane Sangha. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a long-term Buddhist practitioner and student of Thich Nhat Hanh. It is such a privilege to be here. Let's set our intention today with this sentiment of metta, loving kindness. This one reads, may your humility empower your heart-mind. May your humility empower your heart-mind. I love that. One of the things that I'd like to add to the sentiment of loving kindness is many of us have experienced being humbled and having our humility activated through the negative avenue of humiliation. Humiliation is disempowering. It is diminishing. It actually is a force opposite to the cultivation of humility, which is full of compassion and kindness, leniency, forgiveness, love. When our humility is activated, we are empowered, confident, true to self and others. So may your humility empower your heart, mind. For the month of October, we have been exploring a rather esoteric idea, something called mastery and pleasure. To master a skill requires repetition. We do the same thing over and over and over again. Sometimes the process of repetition is mindless. We are just in a zone, the muscle memory takes over, we're not really paying attention. But something's happening even in that slightly numbed out, sleepy state of repetition. Other times we are engaging a level of mastery, a level of repetition that is fully engaged. It has our full awareness, lots of embodied sensitivity. And from that way of participating, we have access to all kinds of other things, qualities of mastery specifically. So there are times in our practice, whatever your practice is, whether you're learning to play the piano, whether you're beginning to be a marathon runner, whether you are doing yoga, whether you are learning to meditate, there are going to be times in your practice where you're not going to feel fully present. The mind will wander, the body's going to feel distracted, the mood is up and down, and yet you're still showing up. You're still participating in the repetition of it. On the other hand, there are going to be times, once again, that you show up to whatever it is that you are gaining mastery in, and you're going to be fully present, and you're going to have access to all kinds of other qualities and perspectives and lessons and wisdom. We have such a habit energy to be black and white, to be right or wrong, to be this or that, good or bad. So if we're engaging in something and we're not all the way present, we tend to judge it as being negative. And we're only chasing after those fully present, fully existential, fully enlightened, elevated, angel singing, aha moments. For heaven's sakes, let's all ground back to earth, because we are messy, weird, wobbly, awkward humans. And we are divinely imagined, magnificent beyond all words and reason, infinite in capacity as well. We are both the mess and the miracle. Together, this is divine mystery. This is sacred paradox. This is the realm of mastery, pleasure, and holiness. Allow the wonder of your body to breathe. But rather than bringing your awareness to your nostrils or your mouth or even your lung or belly or diaphragm, in this practice of mastery, let's breathe from the tops of our knees. Bring your attention there. Bring your attention to the sides of your neck. Allow your breathing to these spaces to add ease, softening, peace. For an intentional part of this practice, I invite you, if it's at all possible, to bring your hands together. Either have your left hand with the palm facing up, the right hand palm facing up, sort of the fingers touching one another, layered upon one another. I'm showing you right now like this, with your thumbs touching, and rest that in your lap. Or you can interlace your fingers, which is usually the posture I take. So bringing my hands, interlaced fingers and thumbs touching at the base of my navel, nice and relaxed. That's the posture today. That's the hand mudra of integration. And today for our practice, we're going to activate something called Tonglen. This is a meditation practice where, with awareness and consciousness, we intentionally breathe in some awareness of suffering, some awareness of discomfort, human upheaval. And we partner it with our own experience, our own, and that experience can be a simple awareness of, oh yeah, I know what it's like to feel frustrated. You don't have to add it to a specific experience, just the essence of it is enough. Breathe in some kind of discomfort. Partner it with an essence understanding from your own life experience. And then on the exhalation, through your whole body, through your neck, through your knees, through your feet. Breathe out ease, peace, relief, understanding, compassion, presence, love. The only word that comes to mind when I think about all of those things that you are breathing out is the word you. Breathe out you. You wonderful human being, a daughter and a son of the divine's imagination. A person struggling and succeeding, a person infinitely creative and at times monumentally stuck. Someone who knows what it is to have self-loathing and to be impeccably loving. That's you. So breathe you into the world. We need you. What we're going to breathe in today is many things related to the journey of recovery and the journey of active substance use. Let us begin with breathing in confusion. Breathe out all the ways you've been confused and all the ways you have found clarity. Breathe in unskillfulness. Let the unskillfulness of others, let your own unskillfulness rise up, stir around. Don't get too attached to it because we're going to breathe it out. We're going to let it go. We're going to liberate this unskillfulness with all the times we've been so skillful. We've nailed it. Friends, let's breathe in craving. Don't be afraid. Breathe it in. It's okay to have a craving. It is okay, let's make it okay, to respond to a craving. And let's allow that response to include times where we've indulged, times where we've overindulged, and times where we have said no. I am not going to indulge that craving. I'm going to do something else. Every single one of those actions is informative. It is rich with wisdom and teaching. Have the courage to look at it and learn. And when you exhale, you breathe out that wisdom you've gained so that it acts as a clarifier for you to keep going toward your aspirations. Breathe in that craving. Partner it with possibility. Exhale your wisdom. Friends, notice where you're holding any tension in this moment. Relax your butt cheeks. Maybe lift your shoulders up if you're holding any tension in your neck and shoulders. Slowly roll them back. Maybe your belly is a bit sour. Arch your back just a wee bit and then allow your belly to soften. And breathe. We're going to breathe in shame. There are millions and millions and millions of people shackled to it. They're so enslaved by shame. They can barely get out of bed. They've completely forgotten how to offer their unique gifts to the world. We've all known shame to one degree or another. So let's breathe it in for one another. And breathe in shame in such a way that we remember a feeling of being humiliated. Somebody in their attempts to shame us, or maybe that's ourselves, has tapped into something true that feels humiliating. We're embarrassed by it. It was harmful. It hurts. We regret it. Ugh. Take a deep breath here. And at the top of the breath, remember the word humility and its empowering nature. And on the exhalation, with humility, say, yeah, I've made some terrible mistakes. I have caused harm. Repeatedly, I have failed to learn from my mistakes. I have been ashamed. Yes. And I am a daughter or a son of the divine imagination whose love for me is unwavering, unconditional, and infinite. I am forgiven. And in that space of forgiveness, I'm going to allow my humility to reign supreme so that I do less harm. I work with my regret to teach me to become more mindful, more skillful, less harming. By doing so, I remind myself that I'm okay. And okay is enough. Let's breathe in. I'm not okay. Everybody feels that way. But let's breathe out that infinite reminder and I am okay. I think you get the idea of what we're doing here. And I bring this forward, friends, because whenever we're experiencing something very human that's uncomfortable, we can take a moment to tap into this practice and remember, oh, right, there are so many people just like me experiencing this, whether it's confusion, unskillfulness, craving, not okayness, shame. Just like me, millions and millions of people. And they're not here today practicing. You are. So practice for them. Bring it in for yourself and for them. And then breathe out yourself and your own healing, and by extension, their healing too. Your capacity to bring transformative healing is truly that profound. It affects your pets, your plants. It affects the people in your life, your partners, your sons and daughters, your parents, your lovers, your friends, your co-workers. It affects complete strangers, whole communities. It is why when people come to this space and say, well, I'm here, it's a reminder of, yeah, you are. What a profound act of courage, compassion, and presence. What an extraordinary gift you bring in the body of you to heal me, to heal the whole community, to heal yourself and the world. May this truth touch the deepest well of your humility, and may that humble place be refreshing and empowering. May it soften your heart-mind to a world desperate for your healing. We'll end our practice today with a beautiful reminder, breathing in, my nature is Buddha nature. Breathing out, I am here to dispel the misery of the world. like to go ahead and end our practice with a dedication of merit. Just this breathing practice, just this awareness of suffering in the world that is just like what you're experiencing. Everything everyone has shared here today, someone else in the world has experienced to some degree or another. Sometimes worse, sometimes not as bad. You have had the privilege of practice, which is amazing that you've prioritized this for yourself. So let's dedicate this to all those out in the world today in your communities that didn't have access to this practice, to this awareness. And let's just remember that most human beings are heavily armored. So they're feeling exactly like you are, and they're working very hard to put on a costume, a facade that gives the impression that everything is A-okay. And they may not be okay at all. So go into your day today, breathing in and out, not okay, and I'm okay. May you be okay. Consider in the mind all the ways you are not okay, people in general are not okay, and ground into the earth in your presence okayness, presence, confidence, forgiveness. May this practice embodied in you as you enter into the sacred rest of your day. May you have confidence knowing that you'll bring healing, kindness, love, and affection to a world so desperate to have it. Thank you so much for your practice today, friends. We'll see you next time. Namaste.